recording before I hand it over to Lindsay, because otherwise I always forget. And there we go. So Miss Lindsay, please take it away. I was going to mute himself.
Absolutely. Well, everyone, it's lovely to see you. If this is our first time meeting, it is a pleasure. Just a quick housekeeping. I'm going to have everyone put yourself on mute because I am like a squirrel. I will definitely pay attention if you make a noise before I go back over there. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. At least I'm being honest. But let's go ahead and get started talking about Virgin Voyages. So I did even have my own intro music ready. Ooh. Well, now that I have everyone's attention, or at least everyone's coming on through, because I know we had a few more swimming in, I just wanted to say thank you all for coming in. I know it is Wednesday, and we are very happy to talk ship with you today. Of course, like I mentioned, my name is Lindsay. I am part of the Virgin family here at Virgin Voyages. That's our lovely lady ship right there, swimming her way into Miami. But I want to talk about New Year's with you all. So first off, since we are with Virgin Voyages, I have to say ahoy sailors, and thank you so much for jumping in. I'm just going to kind of go through why Virgin, why not? And then of course, we'll talk about the itinerary we're looking at with everyone that is bringing you together for New Year's. So if you don't know anything about a Virgin company, Sir Richard Branson started Virgin Records in the way back days, worked with Boy George and Spice Girls with Virgin Records. Then, of course, we have Virgin Hotels, Virgin Trains, and beyond. Basically, anything this man touches turns to gold, and cruising has been no different. He wanted to do some sort of cruise line in his 20s because, of course, back then, 50 years ago, cruising was just the same. People were shuffleboarding and there was a forced formal wear, and he did not like that option. To the fact he had never cruised because he didn't want to do that. So it took him a few years. He started sailing, or we went live, and he launched us on his 70th birthday. So he always wanted to make sure this is for the young at heart and for those that really want a all adult experience. So you must be 18 and over to sail with us. We decided to get rid of buffets, get rid of big dining halls. We include a lot of things into the voyage fare. And guess what? People are seeing this, and we are actually getting a lot of awards for the way that we're shaking up the cruise industry. I'm going to show you real quick a few of the awards that we've got, because it does kind of paint the picture of what your experience will be like when you're setting sail with us. Now, who was drooling a little bit when they saw that pink agave table? Oh, every time. Now, I did want to highlight that very last one is best value for your money, because of course we do put up to $1,000 worth of extras into your voyage fare. So you do not feel that nickeling and diming. You're not going to see a gratuity line. You're not going to have someone telling you have to buy a water package or a soda package. We've got you covered. There's a few other awards that we keep bringing on, like Travel and Leisure's World's Best Awards. This is the second year in a row. And of course, I know that I always see Scott and Sean over in yoga or bungee workout class, or I don't know, maybe in the spa or two. We actually got Best Onboard Wellness Program from Travel Age West Wave. So we were really excited about that. If you haven't had a chance to jump into our wellness at sea, I highly recommend it. You do not have to be bendable Barbie to go into any of our classes. You can definitely have a good time and just give us a try, because you don't have to pay additional for it. Now, setting sail the Virgin Way, of course, everybody wants to be the wonderful lad that is floating by on the floaty there, but it really is its own aspect. We do not have set agendas where you have to go here, you have to be here. There's a hairy leg contest happening here, unless you're part of the bear group, but we don't judge. But there's a lot of options where you can have a good time while you're setting sail with us. This is your PTO time that you are taking out. This is your vacation time. You're leaving the kids, the fur babies, everybody behind. So we want to make sure that you are taken care of. Now, I kind of hinted of what is included, but let me really dive in deep because, like I mentioned, this is up to $1,000 worth of luxuries that are included. And remember, y'all are looking at a holiday sailing over New Year's. So just imagine if you were out on New Year's doing New Year's Eve dinner, then going for, after New Year's party, late night snacks, and then you're going to brunch because you slept in, and then lunch and second lunch and third lunch and snacks and kept going. Just think of the gratuities itself right there. But we've got that covered for you. There's no additional charge. I actually have 20 plus eateries on my ship, 6 specialty dining restaurants, 2 with the brunch option. Don't worry, we've got you set for brunch. But lots of places where you can either grab a quick bite to eat, you can sit and have a full-on reservation, or if you just want to sit in your hammock with a nice meal, we've got you covered with ship eats delivered to your cabin. Now, not only do we have these amazing cuisines at sea, but essential drinks are always included. It's not just what's in this cup, but it could be, what's in your water bottle or beyond. We want to make sure that you have your essential drinks. That's your water, drip or sparkling, your tea, your drip coffee, and of course, we've got to make sure that you're set with your sodas. You do not have to worry about soda packages. And I do not want to see not one photo of anybody going through the terminal and they've got packages of sodas and cans as they're coming on their carry-on. That is essential shoe space. Just know you do not need your sodas for that. Now, tips and gratuities, like I mentioned, they are included. And it's not just for the food. It is also if you buy a beverage on the ship, if you go to the spa, if you go to that workout class, you will never see a tip line on our ship, which I think is amazing. You won't even get asked for tips from our crew because we take care of them with a very fair salary since they are setting sail with us. Now, I know we've got you all on the ship for New Year's, and you're going to want to get those photos and videos to show all your friends your FOMO. We've got your Wi-Fi included, so you can get onto WhatsApp, you can get onto Facebook, post your pictures, and of course, you are all set. We have Starlink, so you do not have to pay additional unless you want to Zoom call like this. Look, if you need to Zoom me in, that's fine, but I think I might actually be on board with you, so you don't even have to worry about that. Now, shows and entertainment also included. This is not your Broadway at sea. We wanted to shake things up, but you don't have to pay extra for that, as well as those group fitness classes. And yes, that bungee yoga class sells out fast. So if that's something you're interested in, just put your name on the list, show up, and you're set to sail.
Lindsay,
Now,
quick,
yes.
I want to throw one thing out. So, shows and entertainment. This is going to be on Resilient Lady. A lot of the folks on here have not been on Resilient Lady before, and we just got off of Resilient Lady, as did Mark and Patrick. And let me tell you though, but they weren't able to see all those shows because there was a little technical glitch on one of them. So that being said, are you going to talk about like the differences in some of those shows?
You're going to see a video.
Ooh.
Sean, I've got you covered. So don't you worry. I'm going to swim into entertainment very soon. But let me talk about our beautiful, brilliant ladies, our fabulous lady fleet. If you've been on Scarlet, Valiant, or Resilient, you will know that all the ships are very much similar, but like sisters, they have their own attitude. Don't mix them up. And of course, don't call them by the wrong name because you know how that works. Not that you've ever dated a twin before, but you know how it goes. Now, with Scarlet, she's over in Barcelona right now. She's our firstborn, of always my first love, but I love that she's actually going into our wonderful yard very soon, and she's going to have something that you've never seen before if you've sailed on her. We're going to be shaking some things up with her revamp, so it's not just going to be Botox and lipstick. You're going to see a lot of extra things added to her that you're going to love. Now, Valiant Lady, she's right here, not far from me, in my beautiful Miami port. I'm actually hoping to see Scott and Sean before they set sail in August, maybe at some bacon place that we love so much. I can't sail with you guys, but at least I know that I'll send you off to Valiant with a full tummy and maybe a bevy or two. Now, she's doing, like I said, the 4 and 5 nights. Lots of options for my Floridians that just need a quick getaway. Now, Resilient Lady, we all sailed on her last year together and I loved it. You all own those photos, by the way. I have looked high, low, and sideways for them, so you'll have to slim those over. I was trying to add them, but don't you worry. I got a good one, me and Sean, when we were in San Juan last year that I added in. Thanks. By the way, Resilient Lady, she's going to be in San Juan starting in November. And then, of course, she'll be there for a holiday sailing. And what I love is she's doing longer itineraries over in that Eastern Caribbean. Now, for those that have not noticed, our Brilliant Lady is not sailing yet. She's going to be launched September of 2025 out of New York. She's going to be doing her Mermaiden voyage. I know a lot of you probably might have already seen what a Mermaiden on Virgin is all about. I highly recommend, if you're in that New England area, go and check her out. She'll be in the Manhattan port, doing some New England sailings right out of there. She'll come down to Miami eventually after she gets to the Carolinas for a stop or two and then back down. She's going to actually go through the Panama Canal. We gave her a little bit of a squeeze. I swear it wasn't Ozempic. We just had to make her a little skinnier so she could get through that Panama Canal. She'll go over to Los Angeles, do a few itineraries there before she goes to Seattle. And then in 2026, she will be sailing out of Alaska. Can you imagine sitting in your hammock and watching whales while you're in Alaska on our Brilliant Lady? I cannot wait. Now, this is where you all are sailing. Let me see, there's a quick little helicopter view. It's all about the theatrics, guys. So we are looking at the Resilient Lady New Year's Ahoy sailing. This is going December 28th through January 4th. Yes, you do need to fly, don't swim, over to San Juan, and you'll have to fly, don't swim, on the way back. But we've got lots of itineraries here. I love that we have 12 hours in Barbados. You've got a long day in St. Lucia. You will watch all the other ships sail away and you'll wave at them while you are still enjoying the time, kind of like when we were in Santorini that time, right? Now, what I love is when you're in Antigua and Barbuda, it's also another 12-hour night. And then St. Martin, you will be there to watch that sunset. Now, not only that, but we're going to make sure you have a day at sea, because that day at sea is when that casino is open. Everybody's having fun. Everyone's enjoying our ship. And then, of course, getting ready for our Scarlet Night, where you're going to be wearing that splash of red. Now, if you think that our ship is just for millennials, it is not. As you can tell, we are not millennials, but I actually had some fabulous folks give me some reviews. And yes, I know it's just the women reviews. Men fill it out too. They just didn't get posted this time. But we do have some reviews where folks are loving the experience on the ship. And I had someone send us a little video. I'm just going to take a peek at what their time was like on the ship. Y'all want to see? Let's take a peek.
Want to see where I am? Look at this. Oh my!
Walking on a dream.
We made it.
Hoping I explain. Talking to myself.
Just traveling the world.
This is the best.
Trying different drugs and girls.
Yeah, we are always running for the victory.
I want to be their best friend. Does anybody else want to be their best friend? I definitely do. I love that. We really do have something for everyone, and we are for anyone young at heart. Now, I know we were chatting a bit about entertainment. This is entertainment like no other. If you've been on Scarlet or Valiant Lady, now we have adjusted some things to where you have only certain entertainment on each ship, because we didn't want that same feel. Remember, they're lady ships, they're sister ships, but we want to make sure they have their own attitude, their own vibe, and their own entertainment. So with that, I've got a quick little video to kind of swim you through some of the new entertainment that we have added onto our beautiful Resilient Lady. Are you ready? Now that was just a teaser. As you saw, we saw Persephone on there, but there's so much more, and it will just, I still want to see it over and over and over again. It just shows that will just drop your jaw, have you amazed, and have you coming back for more. Now, I want to say this is a great space. These are my photos. I wanted to share with you all. Great space to bring your friends, your family, those multi-generational folks on the ship. So don't just think that Sean's here just to book you. If you have friends that don't have plans for New Year's, bring them on. If you've got family, parents that want to try something different, invite mom and dad. They would love this. This is the time to bring everyone together and, of course, have a great time. Don't think you have to hold hands and sing Kumbaya and skip down the halls together. But what I love is this is really an experience for everyone young at heart and beyond. Now, if you quite aren't into going to every show and being super agendaed through every day, I've got some nice spaces on the ship where you could just kind of go and have some self-entertainment.
Oh, Lindsay, you muted. We lost you. She's frozen. Is she back?
We can hear you.
You can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you the whole time. So I think it's them.
Oh,
That's probably. Oh, yes, you're right. Surprisingly, it said that we're unstable on our side. I know that comes as a shock to many of you.
well, you know, I use Comcast here in South Florida. It's always a toss-up if it's me or not. So you never know. Okay. Back to karaoke. So I have the groupie where you all can come together or make some friends over in our private karaoke space. I've got 3 rooms in there, 1 large one, 2 smaller ones, very intimate. We've got a full lookbook of items on that sheet music that is in your TV. If you need some liquid courage, Sip Lounge is not too far. I was actually on a group cruise with some VIPs, and a few of them were from Broadway. And you talk about some belting voices. I was over on side B room because I was not going over to side A. They were way too good, but that's what I love. You get to hear all the music, but of course be part of it as well. Now, is anybody as old as me that remembers bringing quarters with you to the arcade? No, I know you're all babies. Don't you worry about it. We do have a fully loaded arcade, but you do not have to worry about bringing those quarters and holding your spot for the next machine. We've got you all set with Mario Brothers, Mrs. Pac-Man, Mr. Pac-Man, because there is a difference, right? And then, of course, we've got Donkey Kong and more. This is a great space if you just want to, you know, hang out, have a quiet moment. If you just want to relax and have some fun, this is a great space to do it. And of course, what I love is it is not too far from my social club for those that may be on watching your favorite sports. Yay, sports. We've got the social club there with, we've got our popcorn, chicken wings, hot dogs, vegetarian also. Don't you worry, we've got a hot dog for you. But we also have large screens there where you can watch the day's game. And I have some board games there. If anybody likes to challenge each other for board games, I'm always up for Rummy Cube. I will beat you, just let you know. It will be brutal, but we would have fun. Don't you worry. Now, gaming. We went from board games to casino. Are you ready for this? A fully smoke-free casino that as soon as we are out to sea, it is open for you to use. This is like a Vegas style casino, so you have everything that a Vegas style casino would have. We actually hosted World Poker Tour this past year for months on end, but I love that they actually renewed with us because they loved our casino aspect. And like I mentioned, it is fully smoke-free, so even if you're just walking by or people watching, you do not have to worry about that smell being on that lovely Scarlet Lady hat that you guys got over there. Now, going from there, I want to go ahead and talk about how flexible this guy is in the middle as he's trying yoga for the first time. But this is what I love. Our wellness program is for anybody that wants to give it a try. He has the flexibility that I have. So look, if he can do it, you can do it. Sign up for any of our classes because there's no additional charge. And you know what? If running on the runway in the heat is not your thing, I've got AC right there in B complex where you can go into our cardio room and just watch the sea go by. You can even put on your favorite tunes or maybe a movie or two and just pretend like you're walking in heels. It's fine. We got you. Now, I also want to just hang tight and tell you about more options. We do have our spa where you can purchase a massage, even a couples massage while you're setting sail. We do have our spa or thermal suite open till midnight. So if anybody is ringing in that new year, not at the party, we've got options for you to be there till midnight. And of course, I love our thermal spa packages. You can get either for the whole sailing for a set price, or we do have a 3-hour package. It depends on if it's a port day or a sea day, but it does start at $59 per person for that 3 hours on a port day, which is unheard of. I mean, I'm here in Fort Lauderdale. I can't get a 3-hour spa pass for $59. Now, for those that like to come back with more than a fun hat and a t-shirt, permanent souvenirs can be booked and done while you are at sea at Squid Ink. This is our tattoo parlor at sea where you can get a lookbook item, or of course, if you want a custom piece, we've got you covered here. Scott's face is definitely on the lookbook item. So go ahead and get his face on your arm as soon as you're on board. Or what I love, you can always get his name right there with a big heart, right? I know, right. I know. We got you covered there. But I love that this is something that was really historically known for sailors to get that first tattoo once they pass the equator, showing that they're part of the crew. And we wanted to bring that aspect to our ships. Only cruise line to have a tattoo parlor at sea. Now, Scarlet Night, the guys have fabulous photos of every time they've been on Scarlet Lady, Valiant Lady, Resilient Lady through Scarlet Night. We do have this activation on all 3 of my ships. This is a time where the whole ship comes alive. It's more of an evening event starting around 9 p.m. We tell you to wear a splash of red. You can bedazzle yourself from head to toe, roll around in glitter, or of course you can just be subtle and just do small dabs of red, but it's a full-on pool party that starts around 9-ish and then flows on to the after party over in the manor. Now, if you need outfit choices, we got you covered. And I see Sean and Scott down there in the bottom from when we were over in Athens. My mother-in-law's in the top up there. She's always going to find the diva as soon as we get on the ship. And that woman, I did not realize, can out party me. I'm a full-on golden girl. She is with the diva somewhere on the ship, and she's lost me for the night. And then, of course, I would love to challenge you all when you're on board to get a fabulous group photo right there in the roundabout with your red outfits. Makes a perfect photo, don't you think? Especially with the reflections up and down. But I love seeing how the outfits go when they're on Scarlet Night. Now, I know we're getting right there and everyone's getting a little hungry. I am Italian, so I have to talk about food, but let me show you first the different options as we go through our restaurants, and then shaking for champagne, plus, plus, plus. And then I'll go through a few more light bite items. Ready? I absolutely love that that video takes you to all 6 of our specialty restaurants. It goes through our galley, which is kind of like a food hall that's mixed with food truck aspects that has 24-hour breakfast. And then, of course, it shows that shake for champagne for even more fun. If you don't know how to do that, Sean's got a video for you very soon that he can pop over, because we all did that together, right, guys? I love that. But with our restaurants, this is not going to be, all right, so it's included. So all I'm going to get is burgers and fries and, you know, maybe a cold egg or something for breakfast. No, we've got Michelin star chef created menus to really elevate that experience. And what I love is there's no forced formal wear. You do not have to bring a tie. You do not have to bring a jacket. You do not have to bring that ball gown, unless you are that diva that needs her ball gown every night. I understand that life, perfectly fine. But what I love, no buffets, no forced formal wear. You do not have a set time where you're going to have early dining at 4:30 with, you know, everybody, or 8 o'clock with everyone. This is how you want to vacation. Think of it like a boutique hotel. If you want to go to dinner at 8 o'clock, just get that reservation in and go ahead and get ready. Jump on over to your reservation and you can have appetizers galore, then your main dessert and beyond. Hey, don't think I haven't gone to a restaurant full because I had second lunch and just gone for desserts only. Perfectly fine for that. Now, not only do I have my specialty restaurants, but I also have places on the ship where you can grab your light bites. I love the Dock and Duck House because they make their homemade sangria every night. And then, of course, they have their octopus as well as shrimp skewers that come around in the evening time. They're great little light bites, especially if you've been in the sun for a while. But, you know, just watching that sunset on the dock is a just treat in itself. Now, late night pizza. We actually had a fabulous sailor come up to Sir Richard Branson while he was on board and said, I love the pizza place, but can we just increase the hours? And guess what? We listened. So now, not only do we have our pizza till 2 a.m., but we are going to extend those hours before you get on the ship. So we will have pizza for you after you've brought in the New Year's and beyond. Go and grab the Pretty Fly for a white pie. I love our pepperoni pizza and beyond. They're so good. Now, if you like homemade ice cream, even if it's sugar-free, we've got you at Lick Me Till Ice Cream. Grounds Club, that's where you're going to get your specialty coffee. And of course, I mentioned the Social Club already for those sports bar feel bites. And then Sun Club is great if you like a nice little poke bowl as you're sitting out in San Juan. We've got you covered there. We can grab a poke bowl and sit by the pool and relax. Now, I know I'm going a bit over. I see Sean like pulling the curtain, but I swear I'm almost there, guys, almost there. Cabins, I got to talk about your home away from home. We do have a lot of sea terrace categories open for this voyage with that beautiful hammock. They do include that Wi-Fi for 2 devices per sailor. You do have that roomy rain shower. And look, I'm not a small gal. It's nice to have some space. Don't worry about bringing your shampoos, conditioners. We got you covered there. We actually refill it in the room. Your water's set. You can order food in. And then, of course, we have mood lighting. Now, if anybody likes to travel solo without a +1, I say go for it. We do have solo cabins open for this sailing also. Lots of options from that. There's a quick video, but of course, I'm going to swim through that. Now, solo cabins are only insider or sea view. They do not have that balcony. But if you don't want to pay that single supplement for, just having you, we've got you covered for this New Year's sailing. Look at that space. And activations. Now, I want to go through. I am proud to say we are one of the largest ADA cabin lines at sea, and I do have accessible cabins for this voyage also. Not only am I going to make sure that if you need an ADA cabin, that you're not just going to be in an insider or sea view. We do have balcony cabins, and I do have one suite left for this voyage. So if that is something that you need, Sean will definitely make sure you're all set to sail there. But I love that we have so many ADA options, accessible cabins while you're at sea with us. And not only that, let's pop in. Video. Okay, then we're going through to our suites. I do have suites available for this, even my massive suite. Of course, you get Richard's rooftop access. You do get your in-suite bar on us if you book a Rockstar cabin. And of course, early booking and priority access. Now, if you're booked into a mega, we're also going to get you transfers to and from the ship. It is 50 miles, which is the whole San Juan, but don't you worry, we got you covered there. Transfers to and from the ship from wherever you guys are booked. We've got you covered. Now, not only do you have Richard's rooftop, you're going to get that early boarding and that priority access to booking your dining as well as shore excursions. Spa pass for everybody that's booked into this. Remember, I have a massive suite available that fits for this sailing. In-suite bar, first round on us. Wait, how about everything on us? Completely refillable, as well as drinks on us throughout the ship. This cabin category, I actually got a chance to work with the team that built these cabins. If you need a llama floaty and your picture of your dogs waiting for you, we've got you covered. If you need me to set out your outfits, that's not me. But at least we'll make sure you're taken care of with laundry service throughout. Now, this is my gorgeous suite. If somebody books this, Sean will make sure you have a fabulous cocktail party on that balcony because it is stunning. It's a little over 2,100 square foot, which if you know apartment sizes, that's pretty massive. And of course, the guitars do work. They come with amps, but I feel like this is where the next party is going to be for Chris and Alex right here, right? Just right there. That's where all the parties happen. Now, of course, the reason you're all coming in, we've got a lot of offers going on for our different promotions. Just going to swim through them real quick because we are at the end of my time here with you. So for July, I have 70% off of the second sailor if you're booking a Sea Terrace category or below. And of course, you have to have at least 2 people in there to get the 70% off the second person. Works that way. Now, if you book a sea view, which is just that porthole window, we do offer free balcony upgrades. So keep that in mind. Ooh, upgrades. Now, if anybody is a Florida resident, I actually have some nice additional loot that you can use. Yes, extra offers just for my Floridians on select sailings right now. Not only are you going to get 70% off the second sailor, but an additional 15% off, plus that balcony upgrade. And then I know we are kid free, but if anybody is 18 to 26 and they are Sailor 2, guess what? It's buy one, get one for that cabin. So keep that in mind. This is very combinable with a lot of things. I did not say that it has to be a parent with that 18 to 26-year-old in that cabin. It is just anybody that's 18 to 26 that is in the cabin with someone over that age. They are 100% off of the second sailor. I didn't say anything about it being a parent, just said kids sail free. Now, what I love, we do have bar tab, your drink package options. This is actually a QR code that scans to what we have for our drinks in our in-suite bars, as well as when you're in the restaurants and the bar menus. What I love is not only that, but we have where you can get a bar tab before you set sail, and we will gift you additional. Not everybody has to buy the drink package when you are booked together. What I love is, you know what, if I'm shaking for champagne and I need my Moet, if Sean is my cabin mate, he does not have to purchase the drink. I will be the sugar mama for you, Sean, anytime. But of course, if drinks are not your thing, you can use this for mocktails as well as specialty coffees, smoothies on board, and fresh pressed juices. So we've got you covered there. And yes, that does go all the way up to $1,000. Remember, you're not going on a 4 or 5 nighter. This is a longer itinerary. So that $1,000 gets you an additional $250. And that just grows and grows on your experience. Now, I know a lot of you have sailed with us before. You're already part of our sailing club. If you've never sailed before with us, but you've sailed on other lines, we do have a status match program. So you will not start at the very bottom. We will make sure you're in our blue extras. It's a easy form where you just show your proof that you're part of these membership tiers for another line, and we got you covered. How's that sound? Right? There we go. No one has to, you know, set sail alone. We're sailing with this together. We're all voyaging together. Well, almost all. I've got one more video, I swear. I told him I'd keep it quick, but one more.
Virgin Voyages says we can't cruise till we're 18, which makes us shake like we had caffeine. Virgin Voyages says no kids on the ocean, so we're causing a commotion.
Adults, enjoy the cruise. We know you deserve it, but the fact we can't go is total bull.
Sorry, kids, you're not coming with us unless you're 18 to 26. So we actually have a special offer. If you have not already booked with Sean, if you're bringing other people in, if you're going to share this recording with your friends and family that might want to join us, oh, look at those fabulous folks all dressed up for, you know, New Year's over there. We will actually gift you additional onboard credit if you're ready to get booked with Sean, starting today through the end of the month. It depends on the cabin category, of course, on how much I can gift you. There are a few little T's and C's for those that may have sailed with us and haven't booked yet, but you have those onboard offers. I can't sweeten that deal, but at least I will make sure that you're booking with Sean, not through direct, and of course, getting these extra loot options. And I know that you're working with Delia and a few others as well. So if you're booking with the ladies, they will make sure that you're taken care of as well. And not only that, if you need help spending that onboard credit, I got you covered. I really do. I will make sure to show you exactly where to go in High Street. I will go and get my hair done in dry dock and, you know, make sure that you're looking fly as well. And if anybody wants to gift me the cardboard Sir Richard Branson that usually is floating around in High Street, I would love that. Well, that's all I have for you guys, but I did want to highlight also, I did look at the pricing right now with the limited time offer option that we have. So this is a Sea Terrace category for 2 sailors, all the things included, port fees as well as taxes. Remember, this is a 7-night sailing. This is today's pricing that we have out. But remember, Sean's fabulous, Delia's fabulous, and a lot of times they have a little bit extra they can throw your way. So that cost may be a little different than what they can get you. This is just direct, but remember, you're not booking direct. You're booking with these fabulous first mates. But that's all I have for you guys. And I know, Sean, I'm going to stop sharing because you had some things to share. Is that correct?
Yes, I get to show them the actual itinerary for what we're doing. But before I go there, I want to hit you with a couple quick things. We have folks that are going in August on Scarlet Lady, right? There's a whole bunch of folks on here that are going to be in and doing the French Days and Ibiza Nights on a couple different sailings. And there's a couple things I wanted to say. First, I know that some of you were looking to try and get that Tuk Tuk tour and it sold out. Don't worry, I have you covered. I may have actually already contacted them, and I'm sorry, but apparently it's going to be a little bit cheaper than what you would have paid on board the ship. I'm sorry about that. I'll see what I can do if it bothers anyone. The other thing is, I want to make sure that everybody knows, things have changed, and you can actually book brunch options before you get on board the ship. So that is an option for you. We never do. We just show up, and we've never had a problem getting into brunch, but that's also because they're afraid to really separate us from champagne for too long. All right. They see us coming and they just kind of immediately go. For those, there are a few folks that are on here that actually were on New Year's Eve previously, and I believe it took about a month for most people to detox after that, from what I understand. That was on the New Year's Eve cruise a couple of years ago. But we do have a bunch of things that are planned. Now, the other thing that was mentioned is quickly a celebration cruise that's going on. Oh, wait, I want to hit one other option that's changed. Ship Eats Delivery. For those that have Deep Blue benefits. It no longer is true that if you suddenly order the cappuccino with your Ship Eats that you will have that little $5, $7 fee, whatever it is, for the Ship Eats waived. However, if you order a $3 cappuccino, you will not pay the $7.50. Just keep that in mind, so there you go. But there is true that many people and some folks on here are actually going to also be sailing with Richard Branson and us and Boy George in August. And I want to let you know that for those that are interested in that celebration cruise, you still have a couple of cabins available. I'm not talking to you at all, Cindy and Rochelle. So I'm just going to let you know that may be a possibility for those that are kind of looking out there. And I hear there's all types of rumors about what's happening on that one, but from what we've read, it looks like Boy George will be on this sailing longer than he will be on any of the others. So just kind of putting that out there. And he's going to be DJing, is that right? Wow.
That's correct.
So there we go. So all that is taking place. Now, what we want to tell you about is this wonderful our sailing that we're going on New Year's Eve. And the best thing about it, Lindsay's covered everything I normally would on all those things, but let's talk about this from current slide. Yay. And hopefully you'll see my screen. But here's the thing. It's December 28th to January 4th. We do have different rates than what was up on that screen. And the first thing I want to let you know, flights have actually come down for those that are interested, and they're looking right now at most. American Airlines seems to be running cheaper than Delta at the moment. Out of most secondary cities, you're looking at around 1,100. Southwest currently is about 600 to 800. JetBlue, Spirit, just kind of letting everybody know. Apparently, I'm not allowed to touch the computer again because I let it go everywhere. For our preferred hotels, we have two different sets. For those that are interested, we're going to there's the Coquille Del Mar, which is an adults clothing optional resort. And then we also have the OLV Olive Resorts. The OLV and Olive Resorts are 5-star luxury resorts. If you have not been to them, you're missing out. We have one heck of a discount. That is literally, it's over $200 per night cheaper than what it is online for what we have.
We're talking about our New Year cruise.
Yeah, it's what I'll tell you is where did it go here? I thought I had it right here. This one here. Yes. So what I'm trying to do, because I'm not the best at this, but let's see. Trying to show you, this is literally the OLV. You walk in. There's something to be said when you go to the restaurant, and inside the restaurant is like a 1970s gold Rolls Royce that they have then converted into a DJ booth. Truly outstanding. Every room that you go to has these amazing balconies.
This must be the hotel.
Yes, overlooking Condado Bay. And that room you saw was the normal room. This is part of the normal room.
What time did it start?
8, supposedly.
So,
Oh, it's really late. No.
No, it's only 7:48.
for whoever's talking there, just so you know, 7 o'clock was the start time.
Oh, and it was 8.
All right. But I wanted everybody to see the hotel is just truly spectacular. It is over the top, and they have just went way above and beyond. and complimenting us and being able to go ahead and cut us one heck of a deal for the hotel. So I just wanted to kind of give folks that. We are still taking reservations for that. We are actually going to be reaching out to folks that want to see where they would like to stay and kind of get this going for everyone. Flying in early, being able to stay there. You're right in the heart of San Juan. It's very easy to get everywhere that you want to get to from here. And of course, they have amazing. We even went up. We took place. We experienced the couples massage up on top of the roof. It truly was amazing. Just 360 views of San Juan. It really doesn't get any better than this. So, now kicking right back up where we left off to show you some of those other specials that we have worked out for everybody. Let's see if I did this right. And bingo. All right. Did I do it? Oh, I guess I did. You want to fix this? Or do I just keep going?
You're doing great.
See, I just don't understand anything anymore since I dyed my hair blonde. So, okay,
Aw.
day 2. Everybody's coming in on the 20th. Most folks will be arriving on the 25th or 26th. For those that arrive on the 26th, we have an exclusive dinner that we're having. Oh, there we go. There's the button. Leave it to Scott to figure it out. So that we have an exclusive group dinner. It's going to be at the Aria Rooftop Restaurant at the OLV. That's the actual Gold's Rolls Royce that you see there. We do have some special guests that are coming in. Let me tell you, for those special guests that you're looking at, that you might not know, that here's the thing. We may have a couple of folks that are coming in. They're waiting to get waivers from a certain show to make sure that they can come on board and set sail with us. They're expecting to get those waivers this week. So just a little heads up for those that are looking at coming on. We may have some really good entertainment that's joining us for this ship and the sailing. On day 2, on the 27th, there's a few things that are being offered. We have the Old San Juan Walk and Taste Tour. This is going to be, all the things that you're seeing here are exclusively being done for us. They are not offered anywhere online. There are walk and taste tours, but they're not being done by the chef that we have doing it. They're not being done. These are all specialty tours where we're getting a little something extra. For those that have sailed with me before and have sailed knowing kind of what we do, we always do try to provide something that has this once in a lifetime experience. It's going to be completely different. That's what this is about. So we have the Old San Juan Walk and Taste Tour. Truly amazing. For those that may have problems walking, I do have a Segway option for that tour. And actually, Lindsay, I don't remember if you remember the folks from Spoon when we were at IGLTA, but she's helping curate this with a select specialty chef. So, and then option 2 for folks, we have a rainforest tour, of course, and then option 3, there is a beach adventure on a clothing optional beach. On the 27th in that afternoon, what we have open for everybody exclusively, we are getting an exclusive tour of Rondel Barralito. This has been around. This is a part of history in San Juan. This family has basically owned this particular estate since the 1700s, I believe. And they have been involved in the governance of, under Spain, they were involved in the government of San Juan their entire history until it actually became part of the United States. They still are actively involved in politics down there. However, I will let you know this is an exclusive. It was a family recipe. They never changed the recipe for literally hundreds of years. And it wasn't until the last, I think it was in the 1980 or so, that they actually even came out with other flavors. And now they're doing a particular rum tour. They're going to give us a tour of the factory, tour of the house, exclusive rum tastings, and some additional fun times to be able to have there. Afterwards, we are going out to dinner in Old San Juan, where again, another exclusive restaurant that we went to. It's a 5-star Michelin starred restaurant that is doing a special tasting service for us with multiple courses. They're actually closing the restaurant down for us. And then afterwards, we are offering an LED night kayaking tour. This night kayaking tour is literally steps outside of the hotel. So we don't even have to go that far to be able to go ahead and experience it and really enjoy ourselves on that day. Keeping in mind that the very next day, we do leave and we do go to start boarding the ship. Now, we said boarding begins at 1 p.m. We all know it really doesn't. It begins at 2 p.m. However, 1 p.m. is kind of the latest that we would want to leave to be able to go over to the ship and still get on with our early boarding. But it does leave us plenty of time to go ahead and do like a paddle board or a manatee tour in the morning. For those that haven't done that, and just so we're clear, we're actually talking about the real animals, not Scott and I in the ocean.
And that is roller coaster.
Very funny.
And literally, you don't have to go anywhere to do this because you can basically roll out of bed and take steps out the front door, and that's where the manatee tour is.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, there's no car involved. It literally is walk across the street because where we're staying is Condado Bay. So it's truly, we have this jam packed with a whole bunch of once in a lifetime experiences all the way through. We have a couple of things that we've picked out for folks, letting them know of just some ideas for different areas. Talking about in the British Virgin Islands where there's Gordon the Baths. That's one of the primary ones that people will go to as we do it. But our next one that we really love is going to Bridgetown in Barbados. We've worked out something with the Rum Vault, where there'll be an exclusive lunch at the Rum Vault. They're in there, I believe. Did you look it up?
150
brands. There's over 150 different brands.
I think it was 450 actual
bottles.
Yeah,
there's over 400 bottles of rum in here, but there's over 150 different brands in there, and within those brands, there's multiple types. In the Rum Vault, I mean, that's how we die, right? But here's but it's just, and they do this exclusive pairing, and it's not announced ahead of time because it depends on what you order off of the menu and what you say your tastes are. And we've experienced this. This was amazing. And the guy who's in charge of this is just, he's excellent at his job. And I am not a big rum drinker. I know that shocks many of you because you would think it's alcohol, so I'll drink it. But it's just, here's the deal. He paired that stuff so well that I was drinking those drinks the rest of the day. It was really impressive. Every course, something different. And of course, anything you wanted to try, it was all available to you. So they're actually shutting that down for us. It's an exclusive experience. It's an exceptional experience. It is not open to the public. It's something that has to be done well in advance. And we have that in the works. And then after that lunch, we have an exclusive resort experience. Being able to be there in Bridgetown, you are there 8 to 8. It is a 12-hour. That's one of the things I really like that Virgin does well, is having these longer port times. So that way we can actually really enjoy and kind of have a much more immersive experience than just going over to the rum factory. And what's really neat about it is, I will be blunt, I've done the rum factory tour here in Bridgetown, and I learned a lot more and really had a much better time with this Rum Vault guy. I mean, he taught us more than we did on that same visit when we went to one of their rum factories when they were doing stuff. It was done very differently. It truly was over the top.
It's also minutes from my girl's home.
Yes, we will end up driving past Rihanna's home because Scott has to go visit his wife. He told the driver that it was his wife he needed to see. Nobody understood what he was talking about. We get to the house and he gets down on one knee and proceeds to go ahead and explain to all of us that he's just waiting for the money to come through. At which point I said, "Did you just say, bitch, better have your money?" Whatever. So there we go. So there's a Rum Vault. Then, of course, there's Castor St. Lucia. So one of the things known here, there's two things going on. There's a volcanic mud bath that, as you can see, looks like some people are having a lot of fun with. That is something where it's supposed to have all types of healing properties. There is an exclusive tour that you can do that has all types of that actually will talk to you about the science of it. They even have a microscope so you can kind of see some of the differences between what this looks like versus what it looks like in other areas of the world. And for those that don't feel like wanting to crawl around in the mud that day, we also have an aerial tram sip, taste, and glide that you can do. And yes, don't worry, there will be plenty of champagne on board that sip, taste, and glide. Then, of course, we go to St. John's. We do have a couple of adult only resorts for a day where we have a private area set up that will have basically for our group. And again, everything is open to you. None of these things are mandatory. They're all optional. We've priced them all individually. But what I really like is about this particular resort, they have given us kind of our own exclusive area where we'll be right there by the pool. And of course, you can easily walk right on over to the beach. As you can see, it's right there. Everything's available for you. And lastly, this is one that kind of excites me. This island gondola and sightseeing tour. Now, this is really neat. It's like a gondola ride, 45 minutes. You have kind of a little picnic brunch that they take with you that you can see. And then afterwards, they kind of give you a little history of the area. And you really get to kind of just go and enjoy. You have about 3 hours of free time where you get to go to this local beach that is not super touristy. It's going to be much less folks than what you will see on some of the other beaches. So if it is a busy day in Saint Martin, you will not have any problems being able to go ahead and have a spot there. And then for some folks that want to have a little bit more of a thrill, you can also do the Jet Blast Beach Day, which of course that it flies in just literally just
Above your head.
Right above your head, just a few feet above your head. So it's kind of interesting. For those that don't know, again, come join us all. You'll have both of us there, as well as it's Chris and Alex and our Barretts. And it should be a lot of fun. And you may have there will be some surprise appearances from some other folks. So just so you know, there are other hosts that will be coming along the way as well. So that being said, Scott apparently put in some other ones in here I didn't know about, but that's okay because I'm going to go ahead and end it. But you all know we have lots of things. Oh, wait a minute. There's some folks we know.
Hey, I know them.
That's right. So as we go through. But for those that are looking for other things, keep in mind we do have England, Iceland, and Norway next year. We have the Portsmouth, Ireland, Scotland, and more. And there are several others that are in the works for next year. Now, that being said, the one thing I want to point out for those of you that were on a Brilliant Lady previously, there still is incentive for you to go ahead and get on the Brilliant Lady for the Mermaiden, right? Voyages, because when it got postponed, but you still have some priorities that we may be able to secure for you. And we do have, keep in mind, there is going to be a Mermen Have Rights to takeover on the LA sailing of the Mermaiden. So just so you know, you can get in on the ground floor when the mermen take over and demand to have their rights asserted on the Brilliant Lady. So, in the LA Mermaiden. So there you go. That's all I have. And let's see, is there anything going on here? Option 3. Oh, no problem. So, anybody have any questions? Open it up for everybody. Feel free to just go ahead and stop sharing. I don't see the button. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I can stop sharing now. Anybody have any questions? Anything they want to know? Anything that's out there? Patrick, go right ahead.
Just call me, Sean.
You got it.
Sean.
I'm getting the look from across the living room of like, you're gonna go? Yeah. Call me later on. I'm in for New Year's.
You got it. Oh God, I love it. That's awesome.
Sean, when can we increase our bar tab? When is that going to open up?
I think we can even do that now.
Yes, it is open, and even to the point, we will have it all the way to the day of boarding, but I would much rather you have it on there than Comcast.
Yeah,
Just so
I'll
you
tell you,
know.
actually, if you wait till the day of boarding it, they don't give you all the incentives. Usually I tell everybody you want to have it on at least 72 hours prior. But we're going to be sending out an email next week that kind of has a summary of all those different excursions that I just highlighted for you, as well as some of the other different stuff. And in there, we're going to have the link over to how to increase it, or we can increase it for you either when we talk to you, because we're going to be calling everybody for hotels.
Do you have to use the bar tab up on the trip, or does it roll over to another trip?
It does not roll over, but thankfully we are there to back anybody up who needs to make sure that their bar tab is utilized.
Got it. And then
we are givers.
Now, if you have your roommate, does only one person need to have a bar tab, or do you each have to have your own?
No, only one person has to. What's really nice about Virgin, it's not like other cruise lines where if you buy a drink package, everybody in the cabin has to have the drink package. Not here. And they don't care who you buy a drink for. You want to buy a drink for 40 of your closest friends, go for it. They don't care.
Okay. And then what about the loot, the sailor loot? What is that used on again? Please remind me.
Sailor loot is basically, I just call it onboard credit. The minute you get on board the ship, you can use it for anything you want to use it for. That includes Virgin's shore excursions. You can use it at the casino. You can use it for alcohol. You can use it for shopping on board, anything you want to do. But the key there is it can only be used once you get on board the ship.
And Steve, Mark got his ear pierced on there through the credits. So
very cool.
That.
So then your sailor's loot also counts as your bar tab.
Your sailor loot can be used for alcohol.
Yeah.
Bar tab can only be used for drinks.
Okay.
It can't be used for anything else.
All right.
But your sailor loot kind of can be used for other things. It can be used for the alcohol.
When are you going to open up the booking for the pre-excursion OLV hotel?
Oh, we're doing it now. That was the point. We're launching it officially tonight, letting everybody know. We're going to be calling everybody to see what day everybody's arriving, what they want to do.
Okay. Thank you. And then we can arrange the increase in bar tab at that point as well.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you. Do we have any other questions?
No.
And will there be a transfer from the hotel to the?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Once I have a final count of the number of folks staying at the hotel, we'll have that worked out. He's estimating that it will be no more than $25 per person is what he was saying. And that's on the high end is what Ken was quoting me.
Okay. And real quick, can you talk about, because I know in Jamaica, for the LGBT community, it's not really looked at as a thing. I just want to make sure that everywhere we're going is completely fine.
You will hear stories about different places on some of them. One of them could be Barbados. However, I will also let you know that we stayed in Barbados and we had absolutely no problems whatsoever. Now, if we went out to some of the more rural areas, that could be different. Please know that any place that we go, though, I have sourced through IGLTA, which is the International LGBTQ Travel Association, and also sourced through Proud Central. I participate in all of those basically. And anytime that I've gone to a country where we have heard that anything's been circumspect or questionable, we're always going somewhere where we're utilizing companies and folks that we know we are safe and that we can be ourselves and not have to stress or worry about what's going on around us. That being said, of course, you always have to exercise some caution no matter where you go when you're outside of the US, right? Or we live in Tennessee, and I will tell you that I would exercise more caution where I live than I would ever have to worry about in Istanbul, Turkey. So,
Louisiana girl, I get it.
Yeah. So,
we'll have to have a conversation with you offline about Istanbul. Lots of interesting things out there.
It was fun. We're going back. We're going back. We really enjoyed it. But that being said, no, everywhere that we're going, you don't have to react. And in Jamaica, to be honest with you, we generally don't even bother to get off the boat. The reason is because it is a port stop that's just there all the time and everybody goes. And we haven't found anything. We haven't found anything that we were really concerned with. There are tour providers that we do work with there if somebody wants to go do an excursion there.
And my last question too is, can you talk about exactly because I don't know what mermaiden means for the brilliant lady? Is that where you just sort of going out to sea for the first time? Is that how that works? And they maybe drop the bottle and the bottle pushes the ship? I don't know if that's something that's real or if I just saw on Looney Tunes or,
It is such a real thing. It is a party, but it is basically the very first sailing with our sailors on board. Of course, we have our crew coming over, but it's the very first sailing that we have open for our sailors. It's a huge party throughout. You're going to get exclusive merch that you can only get on that one sailing, but there's a lot of activations for that is like no other. But what I love is we're actually going to have 4 mermaidens on each coast. So if you're not able to make the New York, we'll also have a Miami one. Then of course we'll have some options over on the West Coast as well. So don't worry, you don't have to go to New York, but it is a fabulous time. And that Manhattan port, just they're seamless over there.
And are we gonna have a celebrity guest for this New Year's cruise?
They're waiting on their waiver. They're waiting on the waiver, but yes, that's in the works, and that's what it looks like. So that will be there. And we also, and just so you know, we also have groups on the New York Mermaiden and the LA Mermaid. We are not doing the Miami Mermaid, but we are doing New York and LA. And we may have some guests that are coming on for New York.
Maybe I need a book with you guys.
One more question. Trying to determine how much bar tab that you may need, you know, big drinkers, little drinkers, medium drinkers, and look at you laughing at me. But, you know, I'm just trying to estimate how much should I buy ahead of time?
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
The best way for us to put it to you is this. If you are a Heineken, including tax and tip on Virgin, is about $5.
What about a martini?
12, is that right, Lindsay? About
yes,
that?
it depends on the gin or vodka that you decide to use, but of course if you want a double, single, extra dirty,
And if,
it all kind of goes to there. But 86% of our wines are under $12 a glass. And
and what is a coffee? You know,
my Angelino, which is my iced coffee with extra oat milk and then some caramel. Not that I know the price by heart, but it's about $7.50, which is about what I pay at any of my local coffee shops around here. It just depends on what you're getting on. I love to get some extra espresso because it makes me smile, but you know, it just helps.
They have coffee, like drip coffee at the galley, but you can also get specialty coffees if you want something a little bit more than that.
Drip coffee will not cost you anything extra. However, it's the specialty drinks that will cost more. The specialty coffees. If you know anything that takes more than a minute and a half to order, just plan on $8 to $10.
I could say anything that you have to order as a sentence is.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, very good.
I was gonna say, we have the ginger shots, we have kombucha if you need to reset your morning before you start again the next night. Not that you have to with, you know, these guys hosting, but we've got those options and you can use your bar tab for that or your onboard credit.
I wish the ice cream shop was open as late as the pizza shop.
I agree.
I just want ice cream at 2 in the morning, you know.
So that's also been a request. I love when Sir Richard Branson goes on the ship because he brings his phone and you can see he's taking notes and he's talking to folks. The ice cream parlor as well as the pizza place was definitely something that he wanted to have more often, as well as not just having breakfast 24 hours a day, having something else. I mean, now we have chicken strips and we have tater tots late night, which is always great if you've had a few drinks or two. Who doesn't want something greasy to slop it up with? We've got those, but it was the feedback. I'm hoping the ice cream is coming up next. When I was on, let's see, I did a ship tour Friday. I saw a lot of things adjusting and changing, and even the seeing the times change as well. So it's happening.
We'll also say this, rather than buy the, and this is quickly, Stephen, rather than buy the glass of wine, buy the bottle. The bottle was $33, I think, or $45. A couple of bottles that we were drinking, one was 33, another one was 45, and the glasses were like 10. So why would I not just,
Got it.
And you know, don't worry. And and the way we look at it is the bottle's glass and it's one bottle, so you're having one glass. Just get a straw and you're fine.
Right. And if you go to a specialty restaurant, what is the average cost per person?
You're not going to have a cost per person.
Nothing.
Because it's included.
It's
included. I thought you mentioned there were a couple specialty restaurants that you had to pay extra for.
No. There might be one or two food items that occasionally will cost a little more. So one of those could be like the tomahawk steak. So if you want to have the tomahawk steak, if you need to get that 3-pound slab of meat, that might have, I think it was $50. I may be wrong. I think it's right about there though. Was it $50 upcharge? How much?
Yep.
50? Yeah.
50, and the Wagyu is a markup too at Gun Bay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. And that,
it's a
yeah.
markup.
And
It's a
that was,
markup. It's
like
not a
35 or
special,
45.
it's a markup.
But that's it. I mean, it's not, it's not every item. Now, that being said, if you would like 3 pounds of meat to eat, you can order 5 filet and there's no upcharge.
There you go.
You
And
know,
didn't we mention-
that you can order as many entrees as you like without having an upcharge there.
Sean, I wasn't remembering, but you know, my brain's not braining sometimes after my water that I have here. So did we mention that you could bring up to 2 bottles of wine per cabin?
No, we did not.
Yes,
We
in your
forgot to mention that.
carry-on.
You just need to drop them at my cabin.
For safekeeping. But we do have a bottle opener as well as a can opener in every one of the cabins, so there's no cork fee. If you do bring your 2 bottles of wine, and it is per cabin, not per person, in the carry-on, and it has to be wine. I have definitely seen someone try to put whiskey in a wine bottle and recork it, no naming names, but if that doesn't go through, it has
No,
to be
because they
sealed
picked a
wine.
white wine. Okay. So if you're gonna do it, at least get the real kit off of Amazon and learn how to do it correctly. Okay. Don't put brown liquor in a white wine bottle and expect it to get through. It's not gonna happen.
You know how many times I walk by the table of shame and I see steamers that people packed, and then I see liquor, and I'm like, oh, so sad. You have to pick that up when you disembark. Oh, if it makes it there. No, I'm just kidding. It always makes it.
Well, it's not gonna. I just, every time I walk past it, I just think amateurs.
Hey guys, how are you? Yeah, come here. You're all the way over there. Say hi.
That's it.
There's only a well, she says hi. She's over
Uh,
there. All you see
Hey.
is like a hand. It's like, what's the thing on the Addams Family?
Hey, Sean and
Here comes
Lindsay,
Thing.
hey, Sean, Lindsay, we have to log off now, but I just wanted
Okay.
to see if there was anything that last minute or anything that you needed to make sure that we knew before we just kind of had to make our exit.
No, you're all good. And you'll be hearing from us this week and next week. And again, if anybody has any particular questions, just feel free to text, shoot them over, whatever else you want to do. And I do think that is pretty much everything. For those that are going to be on Resilient Lady, keep in mind that you do want to book Persephone. Scott is not a big proponent of going to all the shows all the time on the ship. And the very first time that we went on, we were with Lindsay, and he made us go see it twice that same week. So it's a really good show. Also, I think Lindsay describes the Rose show best, but I will let you know that based on her description, every single person on here would be more than happy to go see another Rose show. So that is a dinner show, and it does come with drinks. So that show has an upcharge. All right. But they changed it, Lindsay, and it's now like every tier is like $50 now or something.
Yeah, they made it to where every tier is the same, but remember, you can use your onboard credit for that
Right.
show. And it's not like, oh, and you get 1 glass and that's it.
No,
They
you
make
actually
sure-
drink more than you are being charged for the show.
Yes, you do, just so you know. There was a
And
lot.
try
Thank
to
you,
sit
everyone.
next
I
to an
have to
old
go
woman.
now, but thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Cheers, bye.
And try to sit next to a really old woman that you know is not going to drink everything.
Pay for it.
Like Cha-Cha.
Yeah. Like,
Mm.
oh my God, not Cha-Cha.
But yeah, if anybody has any questions, just feel free to email, text.
No carrier pigeons, they leave a mess.
Yeah.
It's really, it was too messy last time.
Well,
Have a good
Thank
night.
y'all so much.
Thank you. Have a
thank
good
you.
night.
Y'all
Bye,
have a
Thanks,
wonderful
everybody.
night.
Thank you.
Cheers. Nice to meet you all.
Recording.
Not all.
Where do I do that? Here.
Mhm.